Hey, look, you made it. Thanks, and make sure you give yourself a like on this video and leave a comment underneath whenever I say something that you might agree or disagree with. Now let's go to the video.
So this was just me doing what I love to do, going to school for what I love to do, and then you're thrown into the market, and then you get there and they're just like, okay, first week of being employed, they raise stories that I must have gotten that job because I slept with someone. And then here's a blog. So everybody, it was just... And I remember my mom praying about it and being like, Mommy, it's okay. It's okay.
They actually prayed for you and everything.
Yes.
And that was it because it was affecting you?
It shocked me. Like, why would anyone think that? And so they said it depends on what show you're doing. And I was doing the breakfast show straight from college.
Yeah.
I must have swinging chandeliers. It must have been.
You must have been out here really doing some things. Look, you made it. You made it back to another blissful episode of the Simon Says podcast, where we actually have conversations that make you do what? Smile and think at the same time. And we shoot these conversations right here at Twiver Studios. They're right here in Hurlingham, Nairobi, where you, as a content creator, guess what you can do? You can come here and get professionals to guide you towards making great content. And you as a business person, they have not left you out. They have actually even put in places where you can be merging and connecting with content creators who can help your business grow on the digital platforms. And someone who came on down to actually who's choking on their tea. Already choking? Choke on that tea. Choke on it. It's a lady who talks a lot. Mwikali.
What's
coughs. Mwikali coughs.
What did you do? When you offered me this cup of coffee, I was just like, is it coming in good faith? Should I just take it? No. And then next thing, I'm choking on it.
Exactly. That means because you had a bad thought. Yes. That's the Lord speaking.
How did that even turn around?
It turned around, and things turn around. And one person that you've actually seen, she's turned around her career from even TV to even online. It's actually Mwikali. Welcome, Mwikali. I'm really grateful that you actually came. This is actually the second time, by the way.
When you get to choose your friends, please choose them wisely.
And we've actually had a great history together, by the way.
Yes, we have.
Well, for a long ass time, by the way. It's been a minute.
It has been, and nothing has changed.
Yeah, truly, even on your end. Yeah. But except the hair.
Well, yes, the hair.
And it's gotten better.
Yes, it has.
And your TV journey has been very interesting. You love your TV journey.
Yeah.
Look at your growth, by the way.
I do. We were interns, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I love even your growth. Like, have you seen your growth even on the TV sphere? Have you seen your growth?
Yes, I have.
What have you seen grow most?
Recently, I just realized I need to stop doing what I do on TV because YouTube is very different. It's very different in the way that people consume information. So I was used to doing things. So, okay, going back.
Way back!
Going back, my first introduction to TV was a dating show.
Oh.
Right?
Which one was this?
Are You My Type?
Oh, Lord! Does anybody even... Do you have a type?
I thought I did have a type.
Until you realized?
Not really a type. It's just basic characters, principles, values that you have that more than what people look like.
So now, but your TV journey, so you're mentioning
yes, so I got into that by chance, which was amazing, but I auditioned for it. So that was Are You My Type? So I was co-hosting it with Raymond. It was amazing. And I was new, so I was learning. It took
you learn on the job?
Yes. For my first episode, it took a whole day, 12 hours to shoot 45 minutes.
Pause. Why?
I don't know my name. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to talk. I don't know. I'm crying. I'm broken down. I need a touch up. I do not know. What is the name of the show again? What is it called?
Oh, so intro.
Yes.
Oh, God.
So I ended up doing my intro at the very end because I just couldn't get it right. But then I had an amazing bunch of people who stuck through the whole day to shoot a 45-minute. So it was just...
That's good. I mean, because even you've seen your own personal growth even as an individual, even throughout.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing. Now, a lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
Especially when you're actually now on this side of the camera. And then now and it's on TV.
Yeah.
They tend to view you in a certain... Have you seen that people view you in a certain way just because you've been on TV?
Haven't you experienced that?
You tell me.
People let's just start with family and not mother, father, brother, because that's my setup. The people outside, they probably do not know you in that way because dad will know me in a certain way. They will know me. Exactly. When I don't call home, when I'm quiet, they'll just be like, "Aya, nini nakusumbua?
What's the problem?"
Shida yako iko wapi?" You see, but when we talk about the extended family or people you've grown up together, they see you different. They see you, oh, ako TV, oh, money, oh, prestige, oh, see ule wetu. They'll make jokes about how you're different now, you've changed now. But then people who know you, they understand that is a job. Like how Sam and John are here doing their job.
That's the camera guys on the other side. You have not seen yourself.
So like how they are doing their job. It's the same thing. I went to school for this. I'm actually doing a job. And when you're doing this job, you don't ask for the fame. I can't remember thinking about the fame at all.
But it comes with the thing. But
I don't remember even being taught that. I don't remember being told that when you step out, this thing you're studying, there are going to be haters, that they're going to be, your life will be different. I had not experienced a star. I'd never experienced a celebrity firsthand. So this was just me doing what I love to do, going to school for what I love to do. And then you're thrown into the market and then you get there and they're just like, okay, first week of being employed, they raise stories that I must have gotten that job because I slept with someone. And this is a blog. So everybody, it was just... And I remember my mom praying about it and being like, "Mommy, it's okay. It's okay."
They actually prayed for you and everything.
Yes.
And that was it because it was affecting you?
It shocked me. Like, why would anyone think that? And so they said it depends on what show you're doing. And I was doing the breakfast show straight from college.
Yeah.
I must have swinging chandeliers, it must have been.
You must have been out here really doing some things.
But I was just like, why would anyone say? And then it's in the internet. You Google it, you'll find it. And my
Google
mom,
her name now. We'll find it.
God rest this man's soul. He died. The one who wrote that particular blog, he was called Bogonko Bosire.
How do you remember his name?
Because that was my first introduction to bullying online.
Ooh.
We ended up being friends though, and he did a really beautiful piece later.
Afterwards, huh?
Yeah.
But then you kind of now understand the game because even a lot of people will not even understand the person even behind even the lens because even you've grown as a particular individual, even learning the art of even how to even communicate now more effectively, even on camera. Because you imagine even you're stuttering, you had to do a 45-minute show, but it took you a whole day to do it. Now through that growth, have you seen that you've become a better communicator in articulating your thoughts? Absolutely,
and I'm able to not just communicate, but also be part of the process you create. So creating content or, understanding or trying to pick different things or angles from a guest that has been interviewed worldwide.
Yeah.
So having that as your guest can work for you and not work for you because most of the things about them are already known, right?
Yeah.
So it's just for you to find your way, and Mwikali way of doing that. So just not being a communicator, but also understanding the business, understanding how it works, what process it goes through, the editing bit of it, the teasing bit of it, putting it out on social media just to bring back people on the channel and stuff like that.
So many things. Even when you mention even when you have someone you're actually having an interview or conversation with, and they've been interviewed many times. Now, isn't it beneficial already that there's a lot of information of them out there for you to do the research?
Yes.
But then now the question is, what is that Mwikali spice that you usually add?
Yes.
Now, so I'm asking you.
Yeah, okay.
What is it?
Oh, yeah, fantastic.
What is it? So because you mentioned that I'm Mwikali. So what is it the angle that you're looking at in order to have a very fruitful conversation with someone?
Most of the times, it would be how I personalize it. I take you away from the pedestal that people have put you, with respect, of course, but then try and humanize you. By humanizing myself, by me being relatable, where I won't pretend I understand everything you say, Simon. Sometimes utaongea kizungu yako inatoka na mapua alafu niko like, Simon, what was that?
Oh, I understand. The brain cannot catch up. I understand. It can't. Your brain cannot. It just can't. Sometimes, they come and use a guy. Amesema nini guy?
Sometimes they will say some things and you'll be like, okay, what does that mean? But then trying to make them relatable. With using that information is amazing that is out there that you can use it, but then how you coin that, how you personalize that for you, make it interesting, bring in your own
personal touch.
Yes. to it.
But then that requires, because even as you mentioned it, you have to bring in your personal touch.
Yes.
And you have grown throughout various experiences and various TV shows that you've actually been hosted.
Yeah.
Now you've had a different personal touch. You are not always given the leeway to have your personal touch on your own shows all the time.
No.
How do you then navigate that sometimes?
Sometimes you just have to do the job. Depends. So most of the times it will be you've gotten time to prepare. It will be, I know who's coming. I know what conversation we're having. You will try tweak it. You'll try add things. You'll pre-think things. And in your head, try to play them out. And probably during the day of the shoot, you'll bring that out. But then if I'm sitting here and I'm told immediately after this interview, you're going to interview that person, I will work with whatever match information I can get at that particular time and just fly with it. But then I will not walk away from that just because I did not prepare.
And that means even a lot of the times you cannot even prepare for the interview effectively because things do change.
Things do change.
Hey.
Things do change. You'll have agreed to a guest coming in. You have a week of, I know someone's coming on the show and I've prepped, I'm good. But then on the day off, you're on your way to come to the studio and then something happens, or a day before, then we have to replace you. Then I have to, put your best foot forward and just look for...
And that's wild because that means that you also have to think fast.
Very fast.
You have to think fast.
Haven't you gotten that from the job? Because I don't think I was a first thinker as I am now, because it just...
Yeah.
I will think... As you speak, I'm thinking. I'm taking it and thinking. I'm taking, processing, thinking, processing. It's just...
And that's crazy because even now processing information from the person that you're interviewing.
Yeah.
How do you actually now go about that? Because literally now sometimes the conversation you want it to go this way.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden,
hey, we are off.
Hook up.
And it happens a lot because you'll find a guest coming on the show with their agenda. They know exactly what they want to say. They've planned it out. Some will come with notebooks. They have bullet points. After he, ninasema he, ninasema he, ninasema he.
And I don't care what you ask me.
Yes, and even if you ask a question that's leading away from there, they will take you back here. But the one thing that I've found that has helped me a lot when I find myself in a situation like that, or a conversation that is not going as I had planned, is to listen and genuinely listen.
How do you do that? What are you blocking out? How do you do that?
I am here entirely. I am here entirely with everything. I am hearing you. And yes, I know what I have prepared to ask, but that does not mean that I will not hear you and ask you a follow-up question. So I am present here and now as I listen to you, and I will give you my ultimate attention.
And that requires you blocking out a lot of
everything.
things.
Nothing else is happening at that point.
Except
the guy who's in my
ear.
Yes,
that's what I meant. Except, yes.
But I found, I don't know, I can't explain how I have managed to, because sometimes it's a crisis. Sometimes it's a crisis of time. Sometimes they're telling you a crisis of your outfit. A crisis of we can't hear you. A crisis of your guest, her hair is in the microphone. You need to tell your guest to get her hair, her outfit out of the microphone.
While the interview is going on.
And they are deeply telling you about how they were divorced.
Oh, wow.
And they're in tears. Okay.
And so you console them, it's like, I'm so sorry. And then you move the clothing right there.
Yes, if you're close enough.
Oh,
if you're close enough. Because look at the full circle set.
Yeah.
You'd be there. Even Mwikali talks, I can't easily just get to you because it's,
You're far.
Yeah. So it will just be once you catch a break, and sometimes you'll have to cut them short because there's no point of them continuing to talk if nobody's hearing what they're actually saying.
Yeah, and that's key. Now, those are things now you cannot necessarily be taught. You really have to actually learn how to navigate in between. Have you ever caught yourself when you're starting with an earpiece in your ear?
Yes.
Responding to the person in the ear
At
rather
the
than
beginning,
actually.
yes, and once in a while, yes. Once in a while, yes. Once in a very long while. long while, yes. Sometimes you'll just respond to them. And it will be maybe, because most of the time it's not a conversation, it's a yes or no. So I've learned how to coordinate with eye and camera and just be like, okay.
Yeah, they understand.
And they understand. So there's just that, just stare. And then if it's a dead stare and you're telling me something that is not making me happy, I'll just be like,
Ooh.
And then they will get it. It won't be that long, but then they will get it's like, oh, Paul unatakaje, you know.
I get
ama tufanyaje too, because you know.
It's a coordinated thing.
Yeah.
It's a coordinated thing because you actually have a team, like you learn how to coordinate with the pieces here and so forth.
Yeah,
it's not that easy just because you see on TV. There's a lot of things behind the scenes. Even as she sips her tea, I want to remind you guys that indeed we are right here at Tuba Studios where we're actually creating this piece of content that you're actually consuming with your balls of eyes. And you can make a particular piece of content just like this right here at Tuba Studios there in Hurlingham, 3rd floor, Cosa House. Come on right in and actually get yourself an awesome piece of content, even for your business. Why not? And even as we were discussing about content creation, you're mentioning this, that it did taught you like how much there's so many more pieces that come through. Now, when people view you on TV, and you mentioned they give a different perception of who you are, how has being on TV influenced your personal relationships?
Like my best friend, how she grounds me.
What did she do? What did she do? Let's go there. We're gonna start there. Let's go. What did she do?
My friend wants to throw you up, and she's like, okay, what does she do?
What did she do?
She's in the IT world. She's very, quiet and calm, introverted, and everything that I'm not. Apart from an amazing soul, because I think I am. I know I am an amazing soul.
Because what I'm trying to say is like, because people will perceive you in a certain way. Hence, people will start treating you differently.
Yeah.
Because they see you on TV. Mm-hmm. And hence, how has that trickled down and influencing within your personal relationship, be it your best friend or even your relationship, even personal relationships? Because I'm sure you've had personal relationships, right?
What do you mean personal relationships? Because, like Cess, my best friend, right? So
Cess, get it? She's about to talk about all her exes, all those two boyfriends. Guys, she has disowned you. Guy. She doesn't even know you anymore.
So we're talking about Cess, no?
You see history. Huko! She's denounced you. Aki hauko. Boss. Guy, the boy child, Aki not even recognizing history.
Watch her.
Aki, oh God. But now seriously, like how is that even
so I'll just talk about my close friends.
Let's talk about that. No problem.
So my close friends, very few. Mm-hmm. And one of the comments I get from them mostly is, so sometimes it will be, maybe we are out somewhere having lunch, and then people will be like, oh, hi, can I take a picture? Mm-hmm. And then after that happens, they'll be like, hey, Nikama, we don't treat you like the celeb you are. Like they don't, I don't think it has changed anything in how we operate, relate. Mm-hmm. I don't think it has changed anything. Nothing at all. If anything, sometimes it just hits them. Sometimes we forget who you are. I'm like, okay. So yeah, reminder. Do you want to go get something? But
they have a way of like at least keeping you at least grounded.
When I'm going, because if you're in this space where the world is looking at you, you have people who DM you and be like, I really look up to you. I like what you're doing. Please mentor me and stuff like that. When all of that is happening, you also have struggles of your own. So okay.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
so you have struggles of your own. You have decisions to make, and sometimes it feels overwhelming. And you can't go online to ask people what can I do? How can I do this? Can you So I have my people that I go back to, and that would be my inner circle. Be like, I'm struggling with this. Mshahara ijaingia for 3 months. Kazi ilisha December. It's been a whole year. I'm struggling with business. There are people that I feel safe enough to talk to them in that space.
Yeah, especially because when you're out there and you're making a content for the broadcast, a lot of people assume that now they have access to you, when in fact you have your own problems that you actually even have to navigate with.
And most of the times you'll find like DM, I need help this way, I need financial help. There's one who told me they need a photo shoot because they're not feeling very good about themselves. So they want me to pay for them a photo shoot and to get a stylist for them, make up everything so that they can feel better about themselves. And I was just like,
how did you respond?
I didn't respond.
So if that's you, you're left on scene, I'm so sorry.
I didn't respond to that. Why? But the point I got that message, this is the person who wants that from me. For me to pay, for me to provide and stuff. But I'm also struggling to provide for myself. I want to feel good about myself as well. So I step away sometimes to just feel myself up, to recharge, so that I'm able to step out again and
Keep
be
yourself
able
centered.
to be able to, keep sending out positive vibes, to keep, looking out for people who expect me to look out for them. So it's not just because we're happy and positive and we're doing.
It's not always the case.
It's not. Sometimes
Because
it's
and I understand, because right now what happens is when you're in front of the screen, you're giving.
Yeah.
And then now a lot of times you kind of need to now detach and actually now, how do I now center and actually now come back and actually be myself even. Now, one thing is, how do you know the right person to respond to, even setting a proper boundary between you and now the audience?
In the DMs, it depends.
Let's start there.
In the DMs, it depends on what you're asking of me and what I'm able to give.
What have you responded to? Let's speak.
Oh, let me tell you, women want to know where to get the right kind of bras.
Why?
Because it's a problem.
Well, okay, talk to me.
Especially if you are heavy busted like I am.
Oh, they can relate with all of you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's interesting. But that's so I get you.
Those ones, I will answer with numbers. I will answer with locations and pins.
Oh.
I will help you.
Straightforward.
Yes.
Because you know their struggle.
I know your struggle. I know where I can actually send you to get that help. You see. So those DMs, I do.
Those are the ones. Now, how about when you're actually now in public now? How do you politely decline, let's say, a selfie, or how do you politely decline that when in fact you're not in the mood or something like that?
I'll just say no. It's like, okay, that's enough. I'm here to have lunch with my friends, kindly. That's okay for now. Let's, just be like, that's okay for now.
And do Kenyans respect boundaries?
Sometimes, yes. I've been to places where they will just say hi and then that's okay. Then you'll be in other spaces where, it's like, hey, they'll keep coming back, asking you now, sasa ninafanya hivi, naomba nifanye aje, I'm a model, hook me up with a job. Then sometimes it's a bit.
Yeah, because what happens when you're on screen, most people see you as a resource.
Yeah.
And that's being honest, you can relate with the MPs, so sometimes when they actually go out there, they're like, yo, you're the local ATM.
Yes.
Now you're the resource to they connect to something because they've seen you on the big screen.
Yeah, that's how.
That's it. That's kind of like how it is.
True, yeah.
And have you felt that pressure in the sense that maybe when you were even starting, maybe even seeing your growth, have you felt any weird pressure to live up to other people's expectations of you?
Nah.
Never?
No.
Never ever across your journey?
No.
And why is that?
I come from a very close-knit family. And I've been blessed to understand that these are my limits to things. And it doesn't mean that those limits sometimes do not feel like I'm overdoing things. It might feel that, unajua, pengine tone down here, but I've always been sort of like a crusader of live within your means, like be able to be comfortable with what you have. You do not have to upgrade your life just because. Yes, you can look better. Yes, you can, go to the gym, you can eat well, maybe you can...
some places or something.
Yeah, but you don't have to do it if you can't afford it. And I don't have to do it just because you bought a Range and me and Mecca Extra over here going 7 years to Koapa to Kishanga, we are just going to the Mecca, we're just going to the Mecca. Like I don't have to do it just because you're doing something. I don't have to do it because the world is looking at me. I don't have to live at a certain place just because nikufanya usikie vizuri.
What made that reassurance in your head? Like, did you already have that in your head before even like getting into it? Because
no,
you do not have that.
I don't know. I think it goes back home.
Always.
I think it goes back home because I've experienced having and not having. I've lived both lives of opulence and now, cheki, kuna machupa ngapi hapa hivi za soda tunaweza peana tupatiwe kama 20, 30 bob. I've lived both lives and I know that money you have one day, money you don't have the next. It's what you do in between when you have the money to help you when you do not actually have money.
Because you get to see people's true character.
Yes, you do.
And a key thing even I would say even about you is that even you can learn a lot about even TV presenters based on the producers and the crew that they actually work with.
Yeah.
There's nothing but good things that people are saying about you. They say that she's easy to work with, so on and so forth. Have you ever felt like you're in any way you felt like, okay, now I'm starting to get known, and then you start noticing that, okay, my ego's being fed really well here? Have you ever had that? Because that is very common.
I have been in different work environments where the treatment is different. I'll say that.
Okay, I get you.
When I went to Switch, the environment was beautiful. It was beautiful. There'd be a hanger there with my name on it, with my outfit of the day. I don't have to worry about. I'll just come to work in a day.
Everything's taken care of.
There'll be a pair of shoes as a makeup artist, and that is not something I was used to while I was at KTN. So this is very new. And I was just like, oh my God, it feels good. But then it didn't make me behave any different.
Oh, but not even behave.
Yeah.
Forget even the behavior, because you're just generally a good person. Genuinely, I would even say that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, say thank you. Receive the compliment.
Thank you,
Receive.
Simon.
There you go. That was not so hard.
Okay.
You let it swallow with the tea. Now, the key thing is when you're actually even being treated differently, you do get a better appreciation of yourself.
That happens, yes. Now you start understanding that I could actually take it to this level. I could maybe my rate card could go to this level, or maybe then you grow as a person, because what I was doing at maybe KTN, I was there for a couple of years, was totally different from what I was doing now at Switch, and it was a bit elevated from that. So it was also a learning process for me. So I felt the shift from this to this in terms of personal growth and career as well.
Gotcha, because you're treated a little bit differently and everything.
And given more responsibility. Yeah, so if they feel, because when I joined Switch, I was going to do chat spot. But then the day I reported day one, I was told, Joyce Omondi is going on a break. Yeah. So yeah. Breakfast.
Straight.
Yeah. So after 2 weeks, that's when I reported to.
Full circle.
So that kind of belief, that kind of, and you took it. You didn't say no to it. It was scary. You're stepping into an amazing, intelligent
morning show.
Yeah. So I was just like, okay, I didn't say no to it. I took it, and when the opportunity came, then there was a chance for me to actually now get it.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Personally, do you think that you have done in order to prepare yourself for opportunities like that? Because in the sense that you kind of have to always be mentally prepared for scenarios, for opportunities to come, because they don't just, or else you just majorly flop.
That's true.
You did not flop, you flourished. So then now what did you actually mentally do?
I don't think it's not a one thing.
It's not a one thing thing.
Clearly
she's good with words.
It's, how we're told to dream? Because I still dream. I'm still dreaming. I'm still in my dreams. I have a whole, I don't know what to call it, like a whole theater full of people there for my show, in your dreams, where do they take you? So when the opportunity comes, you're like, but me, I've lived this dream. Me, I've done this before. Because when you were dreaming it, you were not doing it in your bed. You were doing it as you walk. You were doing it as you were envisioning it. You were living it. You were breathing it. And I go through notebooks that I scribble a lot. And this was before the YouTube. And I've written in bold, my killer night show. Late night with Mwikali. I'm already playing. I already have the setup in my head. Now I'm just juggling names. I'm like, what title will work for it? What title will work
what font, color, and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah. That is where I'm at. So when it comes, and it doesn't mean you just dream. You also consume information, read, watch. Everything is on the internet now. Just feed yourself so much that when that opportunity is ready, then the student is ready.
Exactly, and I love you when you mentioned that, but now
Yeah.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
A lot of what you dream may not actualize in the way that you actually perceived it.
That is true, because I'm
And
not
now-
doing a late night show.
Exactly, and now here's and that's the truth. And now here's the thing.
Yes.
How do you then set your or even set yourself, or even recircuit yourself
Yeah.
when things that you have visualized don't actualize in the way that you've wanted them
You look at it positively. Is it different? Is it helping you move towards the direction of your dreams? Are you sure maybe where your dreams were taking you, this is not it? So you don't say no to the opportunities that come your way if they are leading you to the direction that you want to go. So when I took the Full Circle, I had dreamt of a show with my name on it. So Full Circle with Mwikali was a dream come true. But then at some point, I was just like, but you see, this was Full Circle with Joyce. I'd like something original, you know. And then now started toying around with a late night show where now we'll talk about everything. We'll just
keep it spicy.
no.
See, late night.
Oh,
You're talking about late night.
let me tell you. So
Spicy.
yes, okay, well, yes, we'll keep it spicy.
Yes.
I do like spicy.
Yes.
You know, when I thought about those things, and then switch shut down, and I was thinking about that in the concept over TV show.
Ah, I get you.
So that is dead. But then did it die? Then Mwikali Talks came alive. It wasn't on the list. It wasn't the killer night show. It wasn't late night with Mwikali. But then it was my name. It was original. It's on YouTube.
And it's yours.
And it's mine.
Exactly.
So you can dream it, you can envision it, but you do not limit yourself to the possibilities that might come your way.
Yeah, because life is dynamic. What
Very
happens
dynamic.
is because it comes in many, many ways.
Yes.
And if you don't have to adjust,
Yeah.
life will happen to you and not necessarily for you because of what?
That's true. And you know,
Because-
life does not, we should create the life that we want to live. We should, most of the times, and it's probably motivational speaker, manenos, or whatever they say.
Uh-oh. Go there. Go ahead.
But it's we are affected so much with the things that happen to us. But then the thing we ignore is the fact that we have the power to manipulate or look at that thing differently. Meaning, if well, they say life lemons make a lemonade,
yeah.
that's exactly what I'm trying
Perspective.
to say. Perspective. Look at it different. Look at it different. What can you take from that? Instead of staying down there and being like, oh, okay, basi you know what I mean?
I get you.
So what can you do?
Yeah,
What are the opportunities that are there for you? And sometimes we look at money and you're like, oh, misina pesa pengine, that's why things are not working out for me. That's why I'm not able to accomplish this dream. But let me tell you, resource is in other people.
Exactly, and other
It is
people
other
are key.
people.
Investing in people is key. And one thing I want to ask you, a final question is,
He.
just like a final question is, speaking on perspective, how has your perspective shifted about the media, considering now that you've been in it for like this long time? How has your perspective shifted now about the media through your experiences?
I love every experience that I've gone through. I love it. I appreciate it. I wouldn't be here without it. But I took too long to take the stage for myself. I took so long because of self-doubt. I took so long because I didn't believe in myself. I believed that I had to be under management, under a production house, under an institution. Because that's what I went to school for.
Yeah, I get you.
You know?
I get you, yeah.
But then I should have stepped out or probably started something of my own earlier, because look at what is happening now. When you meet someone who's telling you, I want to do mass communication, I want to do broadcast journalism right now, what would you tell them?
Start
Looking
your
at
YouTube channel.
Exactly, because they're looking at the trends now. Just start your own. You don't have to be employed.
Exactly, and that's something that you should actually take that to heart. Start your own and start your own content creation process by actually coming on board right here at Turbo Studios that can actually even help you out in creating that awesome piece of content. They even help Mwikali out here. She's out here doing Mwikali Talks. spitting out all the facts that she eats her cookie. But the main thing is, you can actually do the same thing. Why are you limiting yourself? Why are you putting things off till later? Why are you doing that? Kwanini? Come on down to Twiver Studios or even visit the website, twiver.com. That's where you actually need to go. And that's why about this edition of the Simon Says podcast. Hope this conversation has actually helped you out. Finger comment down there. Do that thing with your fingers. Do that. And right after you do that, talk up and go and do something with your life. Okay? Bye-bye. Where are you going? Look at this. She's gone. We are gone. Bye-bye.